Hey everyone, this is Nitro. So it's another new week and I thought I would go over what has changed over the past week. And why don't I start off with the change in my Trinity vouchers and crystals count. So last week I had 34 vouchers and 1377 crystals. And now that it's the new week, I now have it should be 45 vouchers and 3419 crystals. The reason why it's so much higher, 65, is because of the strategist squad rewards. Right? From the strategist squad, every month, if I'm willing to pay some of my points that I gather, I can get 20 Trinity vouchers, as you see here. And the other reward is that last month I got 2000 Trinity crystals for it. So effectively, a good amount of vouchers and crystals, right? And other than that, I guess I should go over the amount of SSR gear that I got last week. So let's switch over to that. Alright, so the week before I did get 11 SSRs, and then last week I actually forgot to fill this out, but you can count it very easily. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 SSRs in total. So it dropped a bit compared to 11, but 8 is more of a normal number as opposed to 11, so that's perfectly fine. And I guess the most important thing is the SSRs that I actually did get, of course, right? Because the rest I usually ore. And the things that I've kept are, of course, the Gift of Eternal Life, right? A second one. I kept a Dark Crown because I just keep building them up since I don't have that many Tenyo's headdresses at this time. And also a Blue Moon that I can use to continue to level up the number of Blue Moons I have. The rest of the items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, were all turned into ore. So Assault Headgear, Assault Suit, Analysis Helmet, Frost Friend, and Reaper's Breath were all ored. I'm not really going to go over the gambles because I went over them in the video last week, but they are listed here. And other than that, Timeless Trial gave me a garbage item, Angel's Feather. And I also picked up my monthly SSR, which was a Star Earring, which I kept, but it's sitting in my bag. And finally, Macho Lotto gave me a Giant's Belt, which I also ored. So nothing new, basically. The main items overall I'm continuing to look for. I mention this pretty much every week, but the main items I continue to look for are the following. In terms of weapons, I'm still looking for an Extreme Magic Bow, right? Mimir's War Axe would be nice to get, Demon Slayer would be nice to get, but I can function without them. Right? But the Extreme Magic Bow, I really do need another copy of. Or at least one copy, I should say. It would make a bunch of heroes much more usable for me at this time. Like Hiei and maybe Zerina. Right? Mimir's War Axe is considered a very nice to have if you can get one for Yusuke. Right? So we'll see. Armor wise, just I'm hoping to get more Last Rites and potentially a few more copies of the Aeolus Battle Armor. The Aeolus Battle Armor. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And of course, getting more copies of Tenyo's dresses or Tenyo's robe would always help. Headgear wise, it's really just hoping to get more Tenyo's headdresses. I now have 4 King's Crowns, so getting more would be nice, but I don't exactly need it, right? And then getting more Soul Stealer headdresses would also be nice, but not required. So that's the status in terms of headgear. And then accessories, the main one that I'm really looking for is more copies of Swordsmith medals. But I do want, ideally, more juggler plushies too. I realize that they're more and more important for PvP. And 1 or 2 Apex boots would also be nice to get. Apex boots, Divine boots, Juggler plushie, and Swordsmith medal. Those are the ones I want. Those are the ones I'm not getting. But I can keep hoping to get some. Alright. So other than that, the info page has new information, which is that major update is coming up this Thursday, and it's officially been announced that on March 12th, which is this Thursday, we will be getting the 2 new heroes, Virash and Knight of Mystery, or Mystery Knight. So, look forward to that. I don't know if I'll have time to get a video out about these 2 new heroes, at least a preview video, but at very least for sure on the coming weekend, I'll have a video about the 2. But summed up very briefly, Knight of Mystery or Mystery Knight is very, very commonly used in a lot of people's parties simply because it's a 5 mobility mage who can attack and retreat, at least for her very first attack. So due to her ability to attack and retreat and have extremely high mobility, as a magic attacker, she's considered top tier. Other than that, Virash is... You don't really see him on the Chinese server, but he does have very interesting mechanics, right? He's considered usable for PvP, basically, but he's not a required hero at the end of the day. So I would say the main draw of this banner would be to get Knight of Mystery, but as always, raising her to 6 stars would be the problem. So in some ways, she is skippable, but in other ways, you see her in almost everyone's party on the Chinese server, such that she's considered a top tier hero overall. With that said, I do believe she's been slowly getting removed from people's parties. But that's because on their side, they're now in Season 4 with much more heroes than we have. So there you go. I'll try to get the preview video up about them, but no guarantees that I'll have it out until this coming weekend. I'm just really, really busy right now with stuff happening in real life. And I'll probably be quite busy all the way until April. So we'll see. You know, I'm trying to balance my YouTube video creation with real life, but you know, real life takes priority, and the next 2 months will be very, very busy because I took on a few new projects at work. Alright, so with that said, let's move on to talk about shard farming. And shard farming currently remains the same. I'm still going to be focusing on leveling up Leonhard, Illustrial, and Wowler. And I'll be focused on getting these 3 heroes up to 6 stars before anything else, I feel. You know, I considered temporarily moving Yusuke into the mix, but you know what? I will level up Yusuke eventually, but because I think he is a top tier for PvP purposes, but I don't even have a Mimir's Horax for him at this time, and I think I'm better off finishing off at least Wowler and Illustrial first. You know, get some characters who I can absolutely get up to 6 stars before building up some characters who will be 5 stars for the playoffs. At least that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so my shard farming plans won't change until near the end of this month, right? When I have at least finished one of these heroes that I mentioned, right? Once I finish Leonhard and Illustrial, then I'll replace them with someone else, right? And similarly, once I finish Wowler, then I'll replace it with someone else. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so due to being the member of the strategist squad, I have a good number of draws now with the extra 2,000 crystals and 20 vouchers. So I will be summoning to probably get... I'm not actually sure if I'm going to summon for Mystery Knight. Like, even if I do, I'm not going to have any slots to grind her up at this point. So we'll see. I may draw for one of the heroes, right? Just to get one of them. But I'm not going to draw for multiple copies, and whether I get Virash or Mystery Knight doesn't really matter because I won't be grinding them up for a while. Right? There's other heroes that I need to prioritize. Like, I really do want to finish up Shafaniel. Okay, so she's another character that's on my priority list. And as I mentioned, I really do want to get Yusuke finished. or worked on at the very least. And then I'd have to consider the third slot, which may be Hiei, but or it may be Sakura. But that third slot will be up for consideration. There's no rush on that one anyways, because until I finish up Wowler, there's not going to be a third slot, right? So even though I get Mystery Knight this week, I don't have the opportunity to use her. Okay, so with that covered, let's move on to do some purchases from the store, right? Because it is the new week and I'm going to do my gambles. So I'm also going to purchase some clock enchants this week. Usually I purchase clock or breeze. It really depends. Right now I need clocks more because I'm setting up more sets of gear that are based on clocks. So I use these SR enchants to try to get a 15% enchant on my weapon. So there we go. Alright, so here we go with the gambling. So SSR weapon. Another Nighthawk. Last Night. And the Nighthawk. All garbage. Armor wise, mirror armor. Death's robe. And Monkey King vest. Well, I'll keep the Monkey King vest, I guess. And the mirror armor. And then headgear wise, another dark crown, a tiara, and a twilight helmet. So ultimately, nothing truly good, but lots of usable gear, right? Nothing new at the very least. But there's a whole bunch of usable gear, but a whole bunch that I'm also going to turn back into ore. Let's see, the tiara I'll get rid of. The Death's robe I'll get rid of. I'll keep the 2 mirror armors for now. And Twilight helmet will be removed. Last Night will be removed. And then the 2 new Nighthawks as well. So I get 600 of the ore back. Right. So you can see right now I have 4 Nighthawks in hand that I can potentially build a level 50 Nighthawk. I also have 4 star earrings on hand, right? With the new monthly SSR accessory, so I could build a level 51. There is the possibility to build a level 50 Angel's Feather, like here, and then there will be a brand new one. And yeah, so a whole bunch of gear that's just sitting around, waiting for upgrading potentially if I need it. Right now I don't need it. Is there anything else to mention? Not particularly at this point. I think, some of the other things that have happened are in terms of bonds. In terms of enchants, I should mention. I've switched out Juggler's enchants quite a bit because I realized I need more defense on my Juggler. Right, with his A defense growth and C magic defense growth, I re-rolled a bunch of his enchants. So you can see here his Kage Keidan uniform has 10% hit points, 8% defense, while the Juggler's gift has 11% defense and 9% hit points. Right. And I also re-rolled the Oath of Justice for hit points and defense. So there's now 5% hit points, 4% defense there. So now my Juggler is primarily based on increasing defense and hit points, as opposed to having some magic defense. We'll see how this works out. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to re-roll these further, right? Because I really do want very high defense with hit points boosts on Juggler. And that's actually the same thing I want on Listel. It's an interesting note. So, we'll see how that goes. Alright, and other than this, the only thing left to talk about would be the training ground, right? So in terms of the training ground, I haven't done all that much in terms of upgrading, right? I'm at 64% attack now. Still need 3 more of these upgrades for joint attack to raise it up to 70, but I'm low on both dark necklaces as well as the books. So this week I don't imagine I'm going to be doing that much upgrading, because I'm going to be farming for my dailies dark necklaces as well as Aniki Jones books, right? So that's my priority. Getting materials to upgrade to finish off the Archer and Assassin training ground. All the remaining text, which is this one, needs dark necklaces, right? And of course I need the Archer and Assassin books, so it's going to take a few weeks to gather this up actually. I'm not going to have this training ground finished anytime soon. At least that's what I think. So instead, I've been using all my extra resources to do other upgrades. I think I did a few upgrades to the to both the flyer ground as well as the holy and demon ground. Of note, I started raising up these forest priests a bit, right? Because now that I plan on using Waller, I'm going to have to raise the forest priests to level 10, so that they will have 100% chance to dispel a debuff with the forest priest. So this is one soldier that I've been slowly leveling up. It's at level 7, but once again, it also uses dark necklaces, so it's a little bit annoying. So many things need dark necklaces right now, and so that's what's capping me from upgrading further. Right. I have finished the Holy Light Protection as well, because that was not using dark necklaces or any of the materials that I currently am focused on getting. And I think that's it for my current upgrades, right? So a few upgrades into the Holy and Demon Training Ground. And in terms of Flyer and Aquatic, I think I did an additional upgrade to this, right? Because it used Crazy Shorts and Brown Essential Oil, which I had spares of. So I did one additional upgrade to Joint Attack Training, or it was Core Attack, I don't remember which one I did. Regardless, they use the same materials, so I'm just steadily upgrading them both, just raising the attack of my flyers. So you can see that these are the 3 training grounds I'm kind of upgrading, focusing primarily on attack. Then I'll do Cavalry, then I'll do Infantry, then Lancer. So these 3 are completely long term. I'm not planning on upgrading any of these 3 anytime soon. Just focusing on these bottom 3 for now. And that's it. So training ground wise, lots and lots and lots to continue to grind up, if I so wish. But due to lack of time, I haven't really been grinding. In fact, I had my burgers reduced down to 20, right? But they're already back up to 56, which just means I haven't been using my burgers all that much. They've been stockpiling, because every week you get up to 28 burgers. So yeah, they've just been rapidly rebuilding their stock of burgers that I have. I really do need to spend some time grinding the Anikis, and I may just have that running on auto battle hopefully this week. I don't know. We'll see. And that's it. So that's the current status. Mystery Knight banner this week. You know, I don't have any Gates of Fate to upgrade the Mystery Knight, but I'll draw for one of the heroes. That's my current plan. I'm going to quickly, as a final point, bring up the tentative banner guide that I had created going up to July. I know other people have another more up-to-date version, but the reason I'm going to bring mine up is to show why I don't necessarily need to draw on this upcoming banner, you know, even though Mystery Knight is so good. Here we go. Alright, so the reason why I don't think this banner is absolutely required is, first of all, I should mention, with the update, if we follow the Chinese server, we're going to get the PvE mode sealed domain. I don't really have any additional details about it. We'll see what it is when the update comes this Thursday, right? But the exclusives as well will be for Silver Wolf and Lambda. And we're going to get 3 Cs for 4 new heroes. Leon, Cherie, Estelle, and Chris. So that's what's coming up this week, supposedly. Now, as for why Mystery Knight and Virash don't truly need to be drawn for, it's because they do show up on feature banners. For example, estimated in July 16th, that is 4 months away, but there will be a Virash Omega Cherie banner, right? Since this is a focus banner, right? As long as you have Omega and Cherie, you're guaranteed to get Virash, which is certainly the case for me. So if I want to get a guaranteed Virash, it's very easy. In addition, there is going to be a trading banner, which is estimated on July 9th, right? And it's like the Valentine's event once again, right? So in other words, if, for example, I have 60 shards of Lanford saved up, and I draw on any of these 3 banners, I can get myself a guaranteed Mystery Knight, right? Sorry, 50 shards of Lanford can be traded for 60 shards, right, of Mystery Knight, and vice versa. So I can very easily trade 50 shards of Lanford to get a guaranteed Mystery Knight, as long as I get one of the heroes on any of these 3 banners. So, given that's the case, there is very, very little reason for me to draw on Mystery Knight right now. Of course, that's unless I plan on building Mystery Knight very soon, but I don't. Long story short, I just don't have the shard. I don't have the opportunity to farm hero shards. I already mentioned that earlier in the video. Right? If anything, I'm planning on finishing up my current heroes. Then I'll probably do Deedlit, right? Shafaniel, and Yusuke, right? And then only after those would I actually consider looking at Mystery Knight. So waiting till all the way till July is a perfectly viable option for me. So that's pretty much it. Not much else to say at this point. And last but not least would be, I am indeed looking at the opportunity to potentially grind up Lanford a bit. But the only reason to grind up Lanford in truth is more for PvE purposes. So it's not actually required. But I will certainly find some time to get 50 shards of him to get the guaranteed Mystery Knight in the future. Potentially, right? At the end of the day, I am going to draw for one of the heroes on Mystery Knight Virash, regardless of which one I get. But it's going to be a long term. They're going to be more sitting around rather than be used. So I've repeated myself a lot this video, I feel, and that's pretty much everything I wanted to say for now. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. And on that note, Nitro out.